Also, another thing a lot of people don't realize, when you're painting something like this and you've got 95% humidity and it's 95 degrees out, you can't just keep mowing through coats of paint one after another, because it just doesn't have time to dry properly. So once you get 2 coats on things, it's a good idea, like we did in here, to step aside, give it a week and let it just dry. And you know, because with this high humidity, this stuff is not drying. Like this room right here, it was just not drying. I mean, the paint, you could just look at it and it would peel. And now it is nice and dry and hard, and it is ready for its final coat. And that will also make your final coat look nice. You know, if you just keep going over a not fully dry layer of paint, you're not going to cover. You're not going to get the coverage, and you're not going to get the adherence that you want to make it last. So all of this has been drying now fully for a week because you know, the high humidity. And now it's all ready to go ahead and put the final coats on. Like the back here's got 2 more to go. All the doors I'm going to probably do 1 more coat on. And you know, basically it's a nice dry coat of paint that's really going to take the last coat nicely, as well as all this here. And you know, we had some patching to do, some touch up in the corner and stuff I didn't really see until I got in here and started doing it. So all this is super dry now. And now everything I put on it from here on out, paint-wise, the second or third coat is going to dry really good, and it's going to stick like crazy. And that's the same thing in here. With this bathroom, I'm just going to let it dry for a week. I'm not going to come in here and paint anything else. I'm not going to cut in anything else. I'm not going to try to do anything in here other than maybe sweep it and clean it up a little bit. And you know, just get ready for when we do the bathtub and do the final coat on the walls. So that's kind of a secret to painting and doing a good job, especially when you're remodeling something. You know, and you're bouncing around. You know, sometimes you bounce around and you don't really want to, but sometimes it helps to bounce around because then stuff has a chance to dry. Same with this front area here. I started to cut in down here, and you really couldn't, it really didn't cut in. The paint was just so tacky still after 3 or 4 days. And so I was just brushing paint on, and I was gonna still need to come back. Now I can go over this cut in at the bottom here once, and it'll be done, because this paint has been drying for 2 weeks. And all the walls, of course, are done in here, so it will adhere really nicely and give me a better surface to paint on. So these are just some tips and tricks and stuff to painting. To when you're doing a big job of painting. When you're painting one room, just paint it. You know, get it over with. Big deal.